Blanco, hoven, reposado, anejo, extra anejo? What does this all mean? Well, let me explain. Welcome to the Tequila Collective. My name is Rob. Today on the show, we are talking about expressions. By now, you've probably heard the phrase blanco, hoven, reposado, anejo, and extra anejo. But what exactly do these terms mean? In this episode, we break it down. I explain to you what each one of those terms means, why it's important to know, and how it's going to ultimately affect your drinking experience when it comes to drinking tequila. Let's start from the beginning with tequila blanco. Now, blancos are typically unaged, and they are the purest expression of what the agave plant was doing out in the field and what the master distiller intended the tequila to taste like at that particular distillery. Because blanco tequilas are typically bottled directly from the still, meaning whatever tequila comes out of the still goes directly into the bottle, maybe with the addition of some water to proof it down. Blancos are typically colorless or clear. However, blanco tequilas can be aged for up to 2 months in an oak barrel. Moving on to reposados, which are aged anywhere from 2 months to 364 days. If you are just getting into tequila, I often recommend reposados simply because they are easier to drink. What I mean by that is the barrel influence, whether it's 2 to 12 months sitting in a barrel, often softens the tequila. Usually when people are just getting into drinking tequila, blancos can tend to be a little harsh, whereas a reposado has a nice amount of that blanco quality while introducing some softer flavors, some sweeter flavors from that barrel influence. So reposados are great if you're just getting into tequila, and I encourage you to check out my most recent videos about El Tesoro Reposado and Siete Legos Reposado if you're looking for a good repo to drink. Moving on now to añejos. Now, añejos are any tequila that is aged in a barrel from 1 to 3 years. However, there is a caveat that we are going to introduce for añejos, and that is the barrel that the tequila is aged in can be no larger than 600 liters. So, a añejo is any tequila aged in an oak barrel for a minimum of 1 year up to 3 years, as long as the barrel is no larger than 600 liters. Because of the time spent in a barrel, I often recommend añejos to people looking for a sweeter flavor profile. The barrel can introduce flavors like cinnamon, caramel, vanilla, some dark fruit like plum and cherry, so if you're looking for those sweeter profiles, I highly recommend checking out some añejo options. And to take that aging just another step further, we have the extra añejo category. Extra añejos are any bottle of tequila that is aged for more than 3 years. And keep in mind that caveat that applied to the añejos of the barrel being no larger than 600 liters also applies to extra añejos as well. I also recommend extra añejos to people coming to tequila from other spirits. Whether you currently drink whiskey, rum, or cognac, if you're someone who enjoys the sweeter flavor profiles from other spirits, chances are you may enjoy extra añejos. And the fifth category of tequila expressions is hoven. Now, hovens are not as popular as the other 4 expressions available. To make a hoven, it is simply a blend of blanco tequila and any aged expression. It can be a blanco and an añejo, blanco and extra añejo, blanco, extra añejo, and reposado. There's no limits as long as it is just a blend of blanco and some aged expression. The hoven category is probably the least popular category of tequila, however. One of the reasons for that is it's more lucrative to sell aged tequila than it is to blend it with a blanco and sell it as a hoven. So you often won't see brands that have a hoven as part of their regular lineup. So now that we know a little bit about what each expression is, why do we have them? Well, there are certainly several explanations, but one of the reasons for aged tequila is simply because in the early 1800s, when different people were transporting blanco tequila, the easiest way to do that was in a wood barrel. Come to find out, when they arrived at their destination, their blanco tequila was no longer clear. In fact, it had taken on some of the flavor, color, and aroma from the wood barrels that it was in. As the tequila industry grew, wood barrels were still the best vessel to place your tequila in for transport, and that's how aged expressions came to be. Although aging tequila has been around for several centuries now, some categories haven't been recognized for nearly as long. In fact, the extra añejo category was only recognized as recently as 2006 as its own category. Hopefully this gives you a little bit better understanding of what each expression is and what you might prefer when it comes to drinking tequila in the future. So that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Tequila Collective. If you liked this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see me review bottles in future episodes or you have general tequila questions, please leave those in the comments. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and please share this video with any tequila drinker you may know. Also, please follow our socials on Instagram. We're at _Tequila Collective and on TikTok at The Tequila Collective. If you like podcasts, make sure to check out the Tequila Collective podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. And if you want some Tequila Collective merch, make sure to check out the website tequilacollective.club, where we also have a list of recommended brands for you to drink. That's going to do it for this week's episode. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, follow for more tequila tips.